Hi everybody, it's Doreen from My Bud Vase, and I'm here to talk to you about product development and how to add value without too much money. So how do you know what to add to your product that adds value? So let's talk about our mermaid bong. So basically this is a gorgeous porcelain bong, but what's added here is a coral flower poker, a shell. This is a cowrie shell. So this was imported from South Africa, and we tied it with a little bit of hemp wick. And then of course our signature logo tag and ribbon. But when I started working on this is where the value comes in. It's about a physical items, and don't be afraid to add extra because these things may not cost a lot, but they're going to add a tremendous amount of value. Like the cowrie shell, for example, this represents femininity. So this one side is supposed to be a woman's vajayjay. The other side is supposed to be her pregnant belly. This is why this is so significant. This little shell, Beyonce made an entire outfit out of this shell. It's very special, and I imported it from South Africa because when I worked on this piece, I was inspired by the story of Yamaya, the mother goddess of the ocean. And so that made sense, but that added a lot of value. And when you're adding value and you're working on adding these touches, you need to get physical samples. Quite often I see people developing product just on their screens. They're looking at what can be mocked up, but if you don't have physical samples in your hand, you can't tell what your consumer is going to get in the product. So right now I'm working on a new mermaid bong, and I'm working on a new tagging system for all of my Bud Vase. So I want to make something besides the ribbon and the tags. So what I'm trying to do is make it out of a seashell. Now, how do you know that a seashell actually can be printed on and can be die cut? My first thought is I'm going to die cut it like the shape of my logo. However, the samples that I found in sourcing, one is a heart shaped, one is just like a leaf shape with a gold ribbon, a gold edge, and then here's another heart shape with copy. So because I have these actual samples, I can start to play around with it and see how it's going to look and what's the right size. Quite often you will find something that could be an addition to your product and you're like, I'll find it online. If you see something that you think might be an added value to anything you're making, buy it right there and just keep it. Because when you get down to that product development, you want to have a variety of sources and a variety of things. And then you got to look at what's already made out there. Another tip is, if somebody is die cutting shells, if you find something, then when you talk to the shell company and they say we can't do that, you can say, wait, it's already been done. So there is all sorts of jewelry and all sorts of things out there that kind of can give you an idea that yes, we can make something like this. So I'm in the process of trying to make a new tag, and these are all my samples, and I hang on to them because you can't just work on a screen. You actually have to have them in your hands and see how they lay. The other thing is, extra is extra, and people love extra. What women love is we want the exact right color with the exact right thing in the exact right place. We do something which I call exacting. So my products are an entire lesson in exacting. And so as you're working on your product development, take the time to physically live with it. You don't have to just look at it when you're sitting in your office and you're developing it. You can put it where it's going to be. Is it in your bathroom? Is it in your house? Is it in your shelf? So that you can actually really take the time. When you look at something at night after a long day versus in the middle of your day versus on the weekend, you have a different perspective. And when you're developing products, I carry it around all the time to see, does it get me as excited as it does when I'm working on it, when I see it in a different place that I'm in. So then your consumer, they're in their homes quite often when they're consuming my products. So I want to see how it fits in the home area. And then the other thing that's super important with products is to make sure that you take the time to literally test it in the market. So get your friends. Sometimes you don't have to do like this group text to everyone, but you can get your friends and you can let them work with the product and see, does it hold right? Does it, when you add the little bells and bows and extras, does it get in your way? I mean, many people keep our tags on forever. Fortunately for us, and also it looks good on the product. So make sure that you take the time to give it to like your immediate group of friends, see if it's adding value to them, if they care about it, and then that gives you the story. You know, for a mermaid, shells are part of the lifestyle of a mermaid or a mermaid product. So it's natural. So then you want to cast a wide net and find out what shell items are out there. Like, have you ever seen those little messages in a bottle? How cute would it be if for our next piece, I had a little message in a bottle with all these shells, and they came with, you know, I added sand from different places in the world. I mean, it just gives you story after story. It gives you layer, it gives you authenticity. It gives you a lot to work with. And when you're developing product, you want a lot to work with. You don't want to limit your choices to one factory, one thing. You want to open the world, have the world be your market, and develop something that is worthy of a buzz. Just add a little seaweed here and you're out for a good time and you're living a mermaid life. Hope that's helpful. Talk to you soon.